Hey, you YouTube people, how are you doing today? I'm doing great because I have the weekend off and I can make a video that makes me very happy. And I have many requests, of course, as you can imagine, but I have decided to do this just one. I'm kidding. I only had one request of you guys, and that's to make a vegan pastitsio. Of course, you all know what pastitsio is, do you? You don't? Anyways, for those of you who don't know, pastitsio is actually a non-vegan dish, Greek dish, which has pasta, ground beef with tomato sauce and bechamel sauce on top. And this goes in the oven and it's baked and it's really delicious. A very traditional and very nice dish. But of course, we're going to make it the vegan way because we don't like cruelty in our food. And well, I have two choices for bechamel sauce because I've checked vegan bechamel on the internet, and I'm going to compare both of them and tell you which one is better in my opinion. For the bechamel, we'll use the two options. One classic with butter, coconut butter, vegan cheese, flour, an egg substitute, some almond milk, and nutmeg. And for the other type, we'll just use the tofu and some nutmeg. For the ground beef version, vegan version, I will use some seitan, some fresh basil, some tomato sauce, some olive oil, and salt and pepper. And for the pasta, I'll just use pasta. I have penne rigate here. This is the kind of pasta which is traditionally used to make pastitsio, but I'm not going to use it as I'm not sure it's vegan or not. I'm just going to start with the pasta to get it over with, and be sure to cook them at least 2 to 3 minutes less than recommended on the pack. So here it's recommended for 9 minutes. I'll cook it for 6 minutes. What I'll do is I'll add those pieces of tofu in the food processor, add some nutmeg, pepper, shaky camera, and salt, and process it. We'll add a little bit of water there because I think the consistency will be too thick. So this is what it looks like in the end. Let's taste that. Kind of reminds like of bechamel sauce, but it's not quite like bechamel. Of course, after it's cooked, it might taste differently, so I'll tell you again once it's cooked. Meanwhile, our pasta is ready and drained. Okay, now let's do the other bechamel sauce, the more classic one. Okay, you'll need this. This is extremely important. First, we're going to melt 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. I'll use 2 little aluminum pans. I'll throw half in one and half of the other. To that, we'll add 4 tablespoons of flour, whatever kind of flour you want, and we're going to start stirring immediately. When it's diluted, I'm going to go ahead and add the milk and stir really quickly. And then put the heat in low. Keep stirring until it's nicely smooth and creamy. To that mixture, we'll go ahead and add the nutmeg, as much as we want. A little bit of salt. I'll add some egg substitute here. You don't have to do that. And keep stirring. Finally, I'm going to add some vegan cheese. About a cup of vegan cheese. And keep stirring. This is a nice creamy consistency as the cheese is melting in the bechamel. It will get thicker and thicker as time goes by, but since I don't want it to be very, very thick, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn off the heat and let it cool. It will keep thickening as it's cooling as well. It's more bechamel-y than the other one. The consistency is less uniform and less thick, but taste-wise reminds more of a bechamel than the tofu one. Okay, let's prepare our ground beef now. I forgot to tell you, we'll also need a dry onion. We'll saute the dry onion in the olive oil. Then add the vegan equivalent of minced meat of your preference. I put here seitan, but you can use whatever minced meat you want. And as soon as that is nice and golden and sauteed as you want it to be, go ahead and add some salt, some pepper, two cups of tomato sauce, lower the heat, stir, and let it simmer for about 10 minutes. Add some freshly chopped basil near the end to give it a nice smell if you want to, or any other kind of herb that you like. The minced meat is ready, and we have preheated our oven in 200 degrees Celsius, which would be 390 degrees Fahrenheit. And let's put everything together. I'm going to be adding the minced meat over the pasta to make a nice layer. I'm using 2 pans, I remind you. On the left side, I'll put the tofu bechamel, and on the right side, the classical substitute bechamel. Tofu bechamel on one side, classic bechamel on the other side. We'll sprinkle a little bit of vegan cheese on either side. And we'll be putting those in the oven. And while waiting, I'm enjoying this wonderful freddo espresso. Very good. Fresh out of the oven. On the left, tofu bechamel. On the right, classic bechamel. We'll let it cool and then cut it and taste test. They both look delicious. I didn't wait enough for them to cool properly so that they could be cut in nice rectangular pieces. But that doesn't really matter. It's fork time. Tofu one. Not bad at all. Actually, once cooked, the tofu bechamel loses this tofu-ness. And yeah, it's quite good. I'd give it 6 out of 10. Now the classic one. Bechamel is a lot better. Really reminds of the original bechamel. Let's see if Popeye likes it as well. Yep, he does. Did you like that video? If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Comment down below if you have any other suggestions of how we could make this better. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye, may the force be with you.